show. Always Irish show. Always Irish show. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. What are you doing? Don't do this to me, Harry! The Ohio State. It's Ohio State! What do you mean, the? It's a poison. I almost stroked out and died over it. I'm glad to be at the party. I'm mad we're this late. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. That helps the defense without them even doing a damn thing. Doing a damn thing. The call-in line. 312-988-15. You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. No Irish. No Irish. No Irish. No Irish. Irish. Yeah, that's right. The voice is coming back after a long few days of talking. We're back. We're in action. We're here. We're ready to go. I just want to know what you guys think. It's all in the eye of the spring beholder. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions about what we saw. You could choose the high end. You could choose the low end. Listen, it's up to you how you want this summer to play out in your mind. That's kind of where I can't. Maybe it's not up to you. I can't help it. I'm going to be Taj Murphy. Good to see you. And it was good to see you Saturday. That's where I'm at. It's up to you what you want to take out of this spring situation and let marinate in your Notre Dame soul for the next few months. It's totally up to you. You could take the high road. You could take the glass half empty. You could take the glass half full. You could do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. So I'm not going to be able to get rid of the O-line anxiety and some of that stuff. That's not going away. But you guys, your comments already, I starred a bunch of them. Really, really interesting. So that's the line of the day is I just want to know what you think of spring ball and what we saw. So that could be today. That could also be Wednesday. We don't have real football for another few months. So we can have a couple days to look at this and break this down. So let's get into it. Thank you for being here on a Monday. I appreciate everybody. It's good to see you. Oh, boy. Oh, look at the Jerry Reinsdorf's burner. You get my blood going every day. I almost can't handle it. I got my hands full with football, and then you come in here, and it's just this makes me think of baseball, and I don't want to think of baseball. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni boy out as well. Notifications on that way you're alerted every time a new episode drops. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you're sick of seeing my face. Some of you might be sick of seeing my face after you just saw it in person. Whoop! Call-in lines. You got to laugh at yourself sometimes. 312-988-15. Dial it up. Tell Johnny all you heard and seen Saturday. It was chilly, man. Can a brother catch a break? It was chill. I don't got a lot of meat on my bones, but man, we pull in there and I get out where we went to meet up with all the people that are in our group to park together, like all pull in together. Domer guy, I will address that. I have a very, very strong opinion on that. I have a really strong answer and the one that I think it's going to be. I was going to say we get off the toll road and then I set up for everybody in our car group that was meeting to like meet together so we could all pull in together. And man, I get out of that car. Oh, that South Bend wind was whipping, baby. It was cold. I ain't got a lot of meat on my bones. It was legitimately cold. Eric, thanks for the kind words and the $20 holler about the short yesterday. That's the coolest I'm ever going to look is me dancing around like that. Oh, man. USA Today, Irish Wire, read all about it. Patreon.com/alwaysirish, the former captain. It was good spending time with him Thursday and then again Saturday. And as soon as he gets back and we all get our lives situated again, we'll fire up a Patreon, talk about it together. He's traveling. We got to get our lives back on track here. Just me getting back here and him getting back to Nebraska. And the other thing is, look at you. You guys are hurting me, man. Manny, does Chicago need 2 baseball teams anyway? And you're hurting me. You're hurting me, but I can't say nothing about it. Like, I just can't say anything about it. Our friends over at ndsubwayalumni.com. Here's the thing, you guys. We got the Lewski in action, and the footage is coming out. We got the Lewski in action. It was a beautiful thing. We got Goolsby on it. The problem with the Lewski, it's the deal with the 4 shots that are all sitting there, and then you drink them at the same time. The problem is Goolsby's so much bigger than me that it's hard to make that work. He's got to like kneel down so that when he pours it, it all lines up. Oh man, $20 holler from Eric. All 3 QBs look good. However, CJ's the best right now and has the most upside. Freeman better find a way to get CJ live reps this year to get him ready for next year. Nobody wants a red shirt. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Always Irish seniors here. Somebody write in the chat, am I lagging on the stream? I get a little alert that the signal isn't the fullest. Let me know if I'm lagging. There's nothing I could do about it. Just let me know so I could be mad. Always Irish. Always Irish. Anyways, the Lewski got a lot of action in real life. It was a beautiful thing. Angela, it was good to see you. A lot of people are here, man, that were at the Sly Fox, all you guys. It was just wonderful. These events are great. It's a beautiful thing. Always Irish senior. Want to thank everybody that came to the tailgate. We had a great time. See you in the fall. Let's keep it growing. And again, I got to thank all those people that helped put all this together. There's no way I could do all that alone. I have a big group of family and friends willing to do anything we need to help set it up and have a good day. I can't thank those people enough. I'm not paying them. They're all doing it just to support the cause. It's a beautiful thing. John learned the issues with the ski shot. I always had to bend like Beckham to adjust with the short people. Bro, when you're standing next to Goolsby, he's got to like kneel down. So when he moves it, it lines up with where I could get some, you know? Oh, man. Mark, good to see you too. We had such a good group. I'm going to say this before we get started. A couple things about the tailgate. Number one is, I'm still editing that footage. So I'm going to have a couple different videos showing all the action from the tailgate, whatever. I did not get there yet. I had to get home, and it was a long day, and there were articles to write, a video to do for yesterday, a couple videos for Patreon, one today, one tomorrow. And then, so I still have editing to do to put together the highlight packages. That's coming. A couple people have asked, you know, where's the footage from the party or whatever? I want to see it. It's coming. I need more time to edit it. So in the next couple days, you'll be able to get those. And we'll kind of go from there. And so thank you to everybody that showed up. Here's the final thing on the tailgate. And this is a good thing and a bad thing. Okay. I always have retroactive guilt after the tailgate because I don't ever feel like I'm able to give everybody that comes up the time they deserve. And I always have that feeling when I leave one of those is it gets chaotic and there's a lot of people walking up, coming and going that want to say hi. And I feel a strong obligation to engage with everyone. I'm not able to give everybody the time they deserve when they make the effort to come and see us. And I don't know how to solve that problem. By the way, it's a great one to have. It's a great one to have. Just that we have enough people there that I get that feeling I'm not able to give everybody the time they deserve individually. So that's a good sign of where this is growing. Every time we do an event, there's more people in the time before. That's tells you in human nature doing something right. So we had a great party. Their part. It was a beautiful Beautiful thing. And so, but I'm just throwing that out in the ether. If there's anybody there and they wanted more time, like I don't know any other way to do it. Like I try to bounce. But I always just have that. Maybe it's just Catholic guilt. I'm a good Catholic boy. And I feel like everybody deserves more one-on-one time. So thank you guys for understanding. I do appreciate it. Okay. We have a couple calls. I highlighted a bunch of your chats that I want to go over directly. Irish Cubby, great seeing you at the tailgate. Look at that. Great seeing you at the tailgate, John. My dog Rockney loves his new bandana. By the way, that charity bandana operation, we raised almost $1,000 going right to the the St. Joe's County Humane Society. It was a beautiful thing. You don't know how those things are going to go. Am I charging too much? How, is it weird? What we did great. They were gone. Everyone we brought was sold out. People were given extra money just for the cause. We got almost $1,000 going to the Humane Society. Thank you. That project went great. We're helping a local charity. I like dogs more than people for the most part. So go help. We helped a bunch of good doggies. Maybe find a new home or something. I don't know. And then, special shout out to Mark with glasses. Special shout out to Mark with glasses. He contributes uniquely. Yeah, not for cats. I'm earmarking that damn money. I'm earmarking that charity money. I'm glad you brought it up. I'm doing that. When we write that check or go in there and hand that cash over to them, I'm telling them this ain't going to any of those weirdo cats. Dogs only. Dogs only, man. Dogs only. We're not doing this cat stuff. I didn't do all this charity action to help no weird cats. Dogs only. I'm earmarking the money. I'm earmarking the money. You know what I did? I'm earmarking the money like the family who ponied up to get the new football building. All right? I'm earmarking it and I want it to go to this. No weird cats. I like that. Thank you for adding that in. Look at Pat. Thanks to all the people that brought me cigars. I showed up with 2, smoked 2, left with 6, and emphysema. But it was a good day anyways. Special shout out to Pat too, man. He's the only natural choice of anybody that could help me grow any of this or be my road dog or any of that. It's Pat. Like just the social lubricant that he is. He's able to just mingle with the crowd, keep things moving. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So extra thanks to him for that. And then back to Mark with glasses. He uniquely contributes to what I do. Me and him are on a wavelength that is scary. And he does a lot of extra stuff for me for the show, editing certain things that are beyond my skill set, putting together some hilarious promos, all that stuff. And I really appreciate it. And he's got a special extra gift that he brought me, and I might show that on an episode here soon. So if you were there, you might have saw what it was. And if you didn't, I'll explain it and we'll go over it. A bunch of people. It's so thoughtful. I throw this party. We have food. We have beer. Just come and hang out. Like that's all I want is come by, hang out. You don't have to do anything. And all these people brought Mikey Poles. People asked about you, buddy. That's how you know you're making it in this world. Mike, multiple people literally asked if you were going to be there, Mikey Poles. So you made it quite the impression at the Central tailgate. A lot of people asked. And I said, I just think he lives too far away to drive all that way and be miserably cold all day and drive back for a spring game. Oh, man. Yeah, Mark, it was great seeing you. So special thanks to Mark with glasses. Oh, what I was saying is a bunch of people brought really thoughtful gifts, just little stuff they either made or wanted to bring for me to have an inside joke from something I said. I did remember the frog thing where I was in Florida and I said out of nowhere that dead frog fell out of the sky and landed on my newt sack, not Rockney, different newts. And I did that story. People thought it was funny. Somebody brought me some frog underwear. Somebody brought me in a gift bag and they're like, here you go. This is for you. And it's frog, like not boxers, like, I don't know what, briefs that are a frog design. And it's a riot. So everybody that brought little gifts and everything, man, I really don't expect that. Goolsby did show up at the tailgate. Telling you, he walks up, people notice, bro. He walks up and people notice. He was taking autographs. He was taking pictures. He was doing shots with the people. He signed a bunch of autographs. The only thing is, Goolsby had to leave and go do TV. I'm all for it. It's like, buddy, hit our tailgate, see the people, take some pictures, sign some autographs, and then he had to leave and go shoot over to do pregame TV. So he was running all over, but it was great having him there, and everybody was excited to see him, and it was great. So stay tuned for the videos. And I brought you a koozie. The koozie is one of my favorite things that I got. The koozie is one of my favorite things. Like, it amazes me that people bring me these little things just to thank us for having a party or doing this. I don't know why. I don't expect it. Andrew, no. 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 We had a great time. All right. Cotter, he's 6'4" and has no neck. How can you miss him? We're the odd couple. My man is large. He's large and in charge, and I am skinny. All right? And small. It's a riot. It's just a riot. But he walks up, people notice. He's a big dude, man. That's the way it goes. Oh, that's the way it goes. Yeah, it was a good weekend with Goolsby, man. Thursday night, dinner and drinks, and then met back up Saturday. Was a beautiful thing. Oh, man. It was great. Oh, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Singer knows the deal, man. Singer's cool. I love that guy, man. He's just quirky in the right kind of way. I love Singer. He understands the deal. I'm not trying to steal his man, but there was just an opportunity in a relationship there and a spark, and it had to happen. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to give these callers the early shot to get in and get out. Dr. John, I saw you. We missed you, man. Everybody was asking about Dr. John. I realized it's a spring game and all that. It's fine, but it's good to have people ask about you. You know, Mikey Polls, a bunch of people asked. It was great. So yeah, Mikey Polls, people asked about, and Dr. John, of course. So you guys have a reputation. BVG should be the coach. I'm going to give these callers a chance to get in. Pat, I think that ring you found's in my pocket. I was wearing it, but then like as a joke, but then I realized it looked kind of weird for me to have a girl's ring on my hand that Pat found on the ground. I was wearing it as a joke on my pinky. I think it's in my pocket. Maybe I need to go to the pawn shop and see if any of them shiny things are real. I think it's probably in my pocket, bro. BVG should be, he found a ring and then in the parking lot, I guess. I think the new AD already knows about you. He made sure he said all the right things. You guys, I promise I'm going to the calls. Okay. Dr. John, you... I don't know why that's so morbid. It shouldn't be funny to me, but that's hilarious. Nice to be in the conversation and not an obituary. Dr. John, you're moving up in the world, man. You're right. That's a good day when people are saying, why isn't he at the tailgate instead of what time are the services? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. Before you pawn it, anyone female at the tailgate lose a diamond ring? Dude, I don't think that was like diamond. There wasn't like a big stud on there. It was like little dots. I don't know, but I think it's in my pocket if anybody lost it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in that, the green pant pocket. Oh, boy. Jeez. It ended up being, man, it was fun. Did the spring game live up to your expectations? Sorry, I didn't watch. In a lot of ways, yes. And in a lot of ways, let's put it this way. This is how we're going to start this. This is where we're going to start this. Callers, I'm going to you. Here's the deal. The things I went in feeling pretty good about, I love feeling pretty good about. And the things I went in having anxiety about, I left having anxiety about. It's right on, bro. Like, maybe that's how you know we all have a collective, accurate pulse on the situation. The things that I was nervous about, I'm still nervous about. And the things that I thought were good, I thought were good. That's right about where I'm at. O-line, a wide receiver, I went in there really worried about. I'm still kind of worried about it. O-line a lot. Okay. Defense, I think, is going to be pretty good. Finishing touches, I'm telling you, that's where they're at. Do I wish we had a couple more established edge rushers that I knew I could trust to get home? Absolutely, I do. But overall, my word, geez. Pat, that's accurate. That's accurate. It's a beautiful thing. Pat's wife's a hell of an athlete. And when we used to play softball tournaments and I would play short, she would play third. There ain't no ball getting through there. Like, I knew I could trust her. She knew she could trust me. Pat, it's a beautiful. That relationship was beautiful. I loved it. She knew nothing. I knew what she was going to do. She knew what I was going to do. No ball was getting through that infield between us two. It was a beautiful. Think about it all the time. I love that kind of dynamic. I still have thoughts of my double play high school combination of how smooth that transition was. I always knew where he was going to be in the timing of that double play at second base. All of it. I love that kind of stuff. That stuff never leaves me. It is a little weird that one of those relationships with Pat's wife, but it is what it is. John, do you have a pulse of the team? That's why you're the best Irish podcaster out there. I don't know the pulse of the team. I'm just telling you. I don't know I don't have an extra pulse of the team. I feel my way through Notre Dame land. I feel my way through Notre Dame land. Okay. 419 first, 615 after that, and then we'll see what else pops up. I saw that, Andrew. I think Adam brought this up. Adam Dowling to me yesterday. Big news story nobody's covering is that Evans says he expects to be ready for week 1. They interviewed him on the sideline. People forget that was their best target last year. I didn't forget it. That was your bailout, third down, gotta have it, only guy you could rely on to do anything in the receiving game guy. Here's my thought. If you could get a healthy Eli Raridon out there with Evans, now we're cooking, baby. Oh, baby, now we're cooking. I'm telling you, if you could get that going on, especially in the red zone, because of those, oh, man, I love that. Also, quick turnaround. What would that be? About 10 months of a turnaround for that kind of injury? One, maybe he's a quick healer. 2, the medical technology gets better at this stuff all the time. And I think the guys are in better shape than ever, whatever. And you could heal up quicker, I guess. So I don't know. He might be on a pitch count. Yeah. But man, if you could get a healthy Raridon Evans out there, I think you're cooking with gasoline then, baby. Ooh. Love it. 419, you're on the line. What's going on? Hello. I don't know what happened. It's a rough start. Call me back, 419. You ain't there. Unless there's something wrong with my phone lines. We'll find out in a second. 618, hello.
Hey, how you doing, John?
I'm doing good, my friend. I can't wait to hear what you think. I know you watched on the Peacock. What do you think?
Hello?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, how you doing, John?
I'm doing well. I'm waiting for the recap. What?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the recap. Let it fly, brother.
Hello?
You got me?
Yeah, I hear you, John.
What's up, man? What'd you think of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, they need to put the best offensive lineman out there, man. I mean, this offensive line might be in trouble.
Okay, let me ask you this. That's probably my number. I'm glad you brought it up. It's probably my 419. I see you. You'll come up next. That's probably my biggest concern overall leaving is the O-line. Here's the deal, though. A bunch of people mentioned in the chat that they don't like the divided teams when it comes to offensive line in the blue and gold game because you can get no rhythm. You don't have all your number one guys seeing how they play together and how they move together and gelling when you split the teams. Do you agree with that? You think they should have spent time with what they want to be the number one O-line and played them together? A lot of people mentioned they don't like how they divided that out. It makes it really hard to tell who's doing what when it isn't all the one line.
Yeah, I can see that too, but they put all the starting linebackers together. You know, why not put the starting offensive line together and see how they look? But man, speed rush is going to kill us. I mean, I like Jagasaw, but man, speed rush was killing him.
Man, you're right on it, man. Like when I think about the number one, you were like in my brain, man, because that's what I'm going to be worried about all summer is guys flying off the edge from Texas A&M right in our face and those guys not being able to handle it. That is what is going to be in my mind all summer because I'm a worrier and I'm just going to worry and nothing's going to not make me worry till I see that it's all okay. All right. And so I have anxiety about that. The O-line is currently my number one concern. The quarterback thing, even I'm worried about, but not like the O-line. Different kind of worry.
Definitely, man. That speed, that rush got to get better, man. And if that pass blocking got to get better. They did really good in the run blocking, but they looked terrible in the pass blocking.
Yeah, that is an issue. Eric says, John, that's not necessary. It's just one practice. I do need to understand. Listen, it's very hard for us fans to accept the concept of this is just one practice in the eyes of the coaching staff. But for us, it's like the one big opportunity to make these grand declarations about what the year's going to be off one thing. Right. So like, I get it. The coaches say this is one of 15 practices or whatever. For us, that's all we see. Right. So then like it gets amplified. So I'm trying to not overreact, man. Where should I be? I don't want to overreact. I'm trying to take it easy, but it's hard for me.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna, that's the reason I was kind of happy to see Minchie kind of be more of using his legs more, because I'm like, man, this O-line gonna get somebody killed this year, man. And
well, that's a
A&M,
concern.
they're gonna bring a lot of speed rush off the end.
Hey,
off the edge.
I really don't like hearing that in general, but especially if the plan's probably going to be a quarterback coming off injury, I definitely don't like hearing that. Like, I just don't, man. I don't.
Maybe they get it together over the summer and to the fall practice, but we got A&M coming up. I looked at A&M. I looked at theirs on Saturday as well. Their maroon and white game, and their offense probably won't score that much against our defense. But man, until we get that offensive line together where we get the best five,
yeah,
this a playoff.
Where'd you go?
With talent, if this old line don't get together.
What did you make of the wide receiver play? Kind of an up and down day, got better later, but against some of the backups. What did you make?
Definitely got to put it together.
Yeah. I mean, you could see what they were trying to do. You could see some flashes, but they're still not where you want them to be either. And a lot of young guys are going to have to be leaders in that group. Young guys are going to have to be leaders in that room this year. Man, what's going on with
Yeah.
the lines
And
today? I'm getting
I
stressed
just
out.
think like Jagger saw kick step, and I was paying attention to Jagasaw because he did such a good job in the bowl game. But then again, that was against a third and fourth string people because they lost so much. His kick step is not good, man. They got to get that together for the pass blocking. We'll see.
Bro. All right. I love you, but I can't do it anymore. I do. I love them, but I can't do it anymore. Phone's cutting out, man. Try me Wednesday. You keep cutting out every 2 seconds. I don't know what happened. I can't hear you. You can't hear me. Are you there? Are you there? Good morning. Hello. Good morning. I'm sorry, man. You know I love you. You're a regular caller, but I got to have the phone lines, man. We got tin cans with a rope attached for Pete's Dragon. What's going on here? Oh, Mikey, it made me laugh seeing people ask for you personally. They're like, is Mikey, multiple people, is Mikey Poles coming? Oh, you know what else I liked? We had a couple ushers come by. Man, I like that. Who did we have? We had 3 different ushers come by just to stop and say hi. I love that, man. I love that so much. Just and seeing the nice outfit and everything, and they come up and I'm like, are you sure your boss is going to want to see you here at this party? I think we had 3 of them this time. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see those guys. And they all have the biggest smile on their face because they're going to work at Notre Dame for the day. It's just like the most heartwarming thing ever to have those ushers come up and they're like, I can't really drink a beer with you. I'll eat a hot dog and then I got to go to work. Like, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. Angela, that's a really good point. It was awesome. We're sitting there. What I do is, you know, you could spread out. It's the blue and gold game. So I always like finding kind of my own section where I could stay down and pace around and everything. And we're minding our own business when we get in the game after the tailgate. And so we have our big group and we're all sitting there. 419, you're coming up. And we're all sitting there just in our group. And out of nowhere, these 3 guys come up. I think 2 of them were twin brothers and another guy. And they just come up and they got accents. It was beautiful. They said, hey, are you that always Irish guy? I said, yeah, I'm that always Irish guy. They said, man, buddy, we came all the way from Tennessee and we love the Irish and we love you representing us. It was beautiful, man. I'm not used to meeting too many Notre Dame fans. Those guys, I think they were just turned around in their seats or whatever, and they saw me, and I'm glad they came up. It was beautiful. And they were saying, you know, oh, it's hard down in Tennessee. It's all SEC land. We don't get a lot of love, you know, like it was beautiful, man. I think they were twins, and they even had matching shirts on. It was like the cutest thing ever. And they were just like, hey, man, you're that guy, aren't you? Yes, I am. It was beautiful. I live in Tennessee. Well, we need more Notre Dame people down in SEC land. It was a beautiful thing, man. Oh, Young had the biggest hit of the day. He destroyed Payne. Yeah, dude, I'm starting to think that dude. I don't sound like that, John. I know. That's just the only Southern accent I can do. I don't have in-between levels. That's the only one I got. And I wasn't trying to make fun of it. I'm just honestly saying I don't run into too many Notre Dame fans in person that are from that far in the South that love Notre Dame this much, drove up for the blue and gold game. It was a beautiful thing. I don't mean that to be an insult at all. Multiple people have put in the 419's coming up. Multiple people put in the chat. It's good and it's bad that Notre Dame has 800 good linebackers and not enough spots to play them. And we have other needs that need to be like filled out. It's kind of, there's like 6 chats in here saying we have like 8 linebackers that we all love, but like we need other positions because not all of them can play. It's almost like let me ask this. this is in my mind. Did they load up on all those skilled linebackers, figuring, I don't know the answer to this. Maybe it's a question for Goolsby, the X's and O, the body type guy. The body type guy. Maybe they get all those linebackers figuring some of them are going to maybe could turn into like a safety type guy. And maybe others are going to beef up and grow out of linebacker into being edge guys, Viper type guys. Maybe that's the idea. Like, it just crossed my mind that you ended up with all these guys that we kind of think a lot of at linebacker. And it just makes me think that maybe they got those guys figuring some of them are going to end up dropping back a layer on the defense. And then some of them are going to beef up and then be able to I don't know. Because I think everybody wants more D-line stuff to work with, like more materials to work with there. Jay Carr, I like Snead as a third and long spire rusher. Osbury to me is a covered zone outside backer. Listen, it's kind of nice because I think you can. I always talk about that defense being in kind of cherries on top, icing on the cake, finding these roles. If you got all those guys and they're all good at something, then you need the job then is you need to figure out what situations is for what package, what guys go in that package to maximize Notre Dame's chances of winning that individual play. That's how I look at it. You following me? How do you maximize that individual play? Depending on where you're at in the field, it's third and whatever, second and whatever. What package do you have out there? What guys are in that package that you deploy to get the most out of that one play so that it's a plus play for Notre Dame and not the other team? That's beautiful. Building towards a true 3-3-5. I've heard that and seen that written a lot. Bryce Young may be a starter by mid-season. Man, I'm telling, how big is he going to get? Seriously, what is it? 6'7" already? Like, bro, how big is he going to get? It's amazing. It's amazing. Man, there's a lot to look at here. 419, let's try it again. Hello. Hello. Buddy, we're having problems today. Try and call me again, man. Hello? You know what? Let's try this. I'm going to call him back. Hello?
There it is.
Dude, what happened?
John, how you doing today?
I called you. I called you. It was you didn't answer it, so I hung up on you, and there's a callback button. Do I got to call you to call into the call-in show or what? What are we doing?
Yeah. These phone lines do not want to work today, I guess.
Oh, buddy, what's going on? All right, I got you now. What's on your mind before we lose connection again?
Oh, first things first. Quarterbacks, for the most part, I loved them all, but wearing red shirt. But I want to get your opinion on this, John, because I think if Riley Leonard were to go down at some point in the season, he's out for the year, I think Freeman should forego the red shirt and just start CJ because he looks like the best quarterback out of the three that played Saturday.
Okay. I'm glad you brought this up. Here's my, multiple people have wrote in the chat already. CJ at least maybe needs to be bumped up to number 2 or whatever. I've seen there's a half dozen chats that say that. Here's the issue. If you did that, are you risking losing 2 quarterbacks to the portal? Are you following me? If you bump CJ, the true freshman that should be getting ready for prom right now, like Mark with Glasses said, If you bump him up to that level, do you risk losing not one, but both of those middle quarterbacks to the portal? That is an issue. And no one wants to hear that because we're excited about CJ Carr. And when he throws the ball, it does come out different. I don't even know how to technically break it down, but when he makes a pass, it comes out different. The issue is, if you do that, or do you risk maybe losing both of those middle guys then? If they're like, okay, it's going to be Riley Leonard and then a freshman and then Deuce coming in behind, where do I fit in here? That is an issue that I see.
Yeah.
Also, follow me here. Here's another issue with that plan down the line. Okay, follow me. He's going to be the backup. How many games does he play as the backup? I don't think they're going to want to blow a redshirt year. You follow me? Like, backup duty for 4 games for CJ Carr is not worth blowing a whole year of full eligibility. That's where my brain goes also, right? Like, if you wanted to do that, they don't want him to play more than 4 games as the backup, and then you lose a whole year of CJ Carr for him to hand off when games are over. No. Like, no.
Yep.
So that gets complicated. Nobody likes it, but I just think that that's what they're going to want to do. And you know, Angeli is an operator as a backup. Nothing he does flashes to me that I'm jumping off the couch. He's just a good operator, like a great number 2, to be honest. Angeli, really strong number 2 guy for a backup. It's just that's the issue with CJ Carr is I think they want him to redshirt, roster management, controlling that year, and also just not messing up the apple cart with the plan. I just think Angeli's going to be the 2 this year, and that's the way it goes. Now I'm looking at the portal. What does Minchie do? Does he stick around, or does he look to go get a shot somewhere else? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's why I think CJ should be listed as 4th string, or if Minchie were to go 3rd string, redshirt. That way, in those blowout games, we can just throw in Angeli so we don't lose the eligibility. But you can always forego that at any point in the year. So if Riley were to go down, I feel like CJ gives us the best chance to win. So that's the point. You forego the redshirt year.
Yeah, man, it's really
when it comes to
it's tough. But think about it, though. Let's say Riley Leonard gets banged up or something. The worst case scenario, and he's going to be out a while. Are they in a year as big as what next year's going to be as far as importance for the program and for Freeman's tenure overall? Do you want to, okay, your number 1 guy's hurt, then you're going to put a freshman in there with no experience to level things out? That's tough. That's not an easy path either when you're in that environment where your back's against the wall already. So, like, that's tough too. That's tough too.
It is tough, and, you know, you don't automatically think, hey, let's put the freshman in, but CJ looks special, man. He really does. The whole game, I was sitting there, I was like, this kid looks special. He's something different that we have not had at Notre Dame in a very long time.
Yeah, he throws the ball different.
So,
Chief Brody's saying, what experience does Angeli have? A lot more in Carr. If you want to say Angeli doesn't have a lot more experience, however much it is 100% more than Carr. That's how much he has. 100% more than Carr. That's how much. Whatever that amount is, it's 100%. So in a year as stressful as this one's going to be with the year 3 and got goes down, man, going to a guy with no live snaps is a rough way to try and level the waters. That's my point. Sorry, caller. My bad.
It is a good point, John. Just at least, you know, like you said, we don't get to see a whole lot. We get to see a few snippets from practices. We get to see the whole blue gold game. But that's just one practice to them. So, but if it's looking like it was on Saturday, every day, CJ should get the start if it were to come to that.
Yeah, man.
But when it comes to other positions,
What'd you think of the
And
wide receivers?
Kingston looked
What do you?
good.
Oh, I know the deep. Okay, do the defense and then come back to the offensive line and the wide receivers. But go hit that defense, man. We need some glass half full. I just think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be really good.
And Kingston really stood out to me on Saturday. He was all around the ball. He was making a bunch of tackles. CJ's first throw, I noticed that was an amazing throw right over the middle. That's completed against 95% of defenses. But then Kingston was fast enough from his linebacker position to get back there and break that up. That was a great play by both guys, really.
Here's my thought. Here's my overall thought. I felt like when I was watching the game, there's more players this year on both sides of the ball that could make eye-opening, like splash, key, big, exciting, athletic plays. And I know that's really a dumbed down analysis, but when I was literally watching it, I was thinking it just feels like we have more guys that are going to be able to flash and make really impressive plays. It's not like, we have one or two guys on defense, make all the plays, or like we have one good offensive guy that has to do everything. I'm starting to feel like there's more guys on both sides of the ball that can contribute in a major way. And that's a good sign. So I don't know if everybody agrees with that or not, but that's how I felt, is that there's more guys that can make a splash impact on this team this year.
I agree with that. I really do. There's so many plays made in that game. Like I still need to go back and rewatch it. I've been busy with work and all that since I got back, so I need to rewatch it. But from what I can remember, there was a lot of plays on both sides of the ball that really surprised me compared to previous Notre Dame teams.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. They have some things to figure out, though. August is going to be stressful for the offensive side of the ball. That is where my main summer focus goes. Is I've been saying it for a while, and nothing I saw Saturday changes this opinion. They have a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it when they revisit in August. You got to figure out the quarterback thing and get that all kind of cooking in the right direction. You got to figure out the O-line rotation. And then you got to hope you have some wide receivers that could get open in the first game. Like, you have a lot to figure out on offense. You have about 3 weeks to do it, and then you're into A&M game week. So God bless Mike Denbrock. Yep. Like, you wanted a challenge. Welcome back to Notre Dame, because it's not Denbrock's fault. He's new. There was always going to be a learning curve. And then you add in some O-line instability and the quarterback issue, and you're trying to get the wide receivers right, and you got a project on your hands the first week of August. Have a good plan. Use your time wisely, and they have a lot to sort out very quickly.
I did notice early in the game when, more of the starters were in, it was never the five guys on one side of the ball, but at one time, but what I did notice is the run blocking looks great early in the game. It really did. And the pass blocking was shaky at times, but overall it was better. It was later in the game when you have those second and third stringers in, and especially whoever that backup center was that was missing all those snaps. That was concerning if Ashton Craig were to go down.
Dude, there was balls bouncing around back there. I'm like, dude, is this NC State on the road, or what are we doing here, man? Like, I'm having flashbacks of the bad snap. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I never wanted to see that again. And the ball's bouncing around back there. And, dude, people are talking about, like, can Riley Leonard transfer out because he's not going to play? Does he still get the NIL money? Look, there you go. I'll get my NIL check, have a surgery from a Notre Dame doctor, and then hit the road. Like, nice to know you. Then, oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. And then the other question, man, is the transfer portal. That's the next thing on the radar. Is what are we going to get in this portal as far as Notre Dame guys leaving and guys coming in? I see a lot of people talk about, why doesn't Notre Dame get a tackle in the portal? What really good tackle is going to be in the portal that's in Notre Dame's radar? That's my question. Where are you going to find a transfer tackle that isn't, one, good enough he's about to be drafted into the league, or good enough that he's going to start and be the main guy at the team he's at? That's my question about that portal tackle. Everybody said go to the portal and get a tackle. Where are you going to find a good one in the portal that isn't going to the draft or already starting? You're going to end up with Kane Madden again. Everybody sold me, oh, we got Kane Madden. I'd rather have John Madden back there. Anyways.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these guys that are transferring, they're not even starting on the team they're at now. Why would they start at Notre Dame?
Well, that's my point too. So if you're just adding a guy to say you added a guy, but he's not really a dude, I don't even know how much that helps you. So that's the issue with it's really easy to go, well, we'll go to the portal and get a tackle. Well, what really good tackle isn't already starting at a big program or going to the league? That's my question. So whatever, man. I have anxiety about it. The O-line U thing, that's what we want to be. I'm not open to having that be a problem night one against A&M. I can't handle it. Why are you guys everybody still talks about Deuce leaving. Every single day I check in on this, I'm told, John, don't worry about it. Behind the scenes, he loves Notre Dame. Nothing to worry about. I could be dead wrong. The people telling me could be misinformed or not have the full story. Every single time I ask, I'm told not to worry about it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Every time I ask, I'm told not to worry. The mom loves Notre Dame. Deuce loves Freeman like a father figure. Every single time.
Yep.
Every single time people say it to me every day. Lane Kiffin, he's going to Ole Miss. He's going to ditch us. All I could tell you is every time I ask, I'm told that it's solid. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm just telling you, every article that leans the other way or hints he's interested somewhere else, I reach out again and I'm told not to worry. I've been burned by that a bunch before, but I'm just telling you that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
I'll check again tomorrow. I don't know.
Just recruit and commit that we're not going to feel solid about until his name is on that dotted line.
Yeah.
In December.
And then this is
that's what it is.
This is another good point. Brian says, why would Deuce recruit the offensive class, then leave? It does give me reassurance to see on Twitter that whenever a recruit or whatever is talking about visiting Notre Dame or whatever, and then Deuce always tries to recruit him on Twitter, oh, come join us, bro, that kind of thing. That gives me some comfort, because if I'm not sure I'm going to end up in Notre Dame, I'm not going to put in the extra work to recruit for that class if I'm not totally bought in. Like, maybe I'm just lazy. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going to do it if I don't mean it just to keep up the appearance. I'm not going to do it. So that kind of makes me feel good about it. But I don't know. People are worried about it. I don't blame you for being worried. But I'm told he's solid. Whatever. Take it or leave it. And I don't know, man. Things change. You know how recruiting is.
I mean, I feel like Deuce is committed to Notre Dame. Like not just, technically, but you know what I mean. Like, he's actually all in. But, just every day you hear more and more, or you see more and more of these articles, and that's not the type of guy Notre Dame typically gets. Your questions start raising about past years.
Yeah.
That's all the doubts are. It's not anything Deuce has done or said. It's all just, hey, are we actually going to land this one this time? That's all that is.
Yeah.
You wanted to hit on the receivers, didn't you?
Yeah, I would love to know what you thought. I thought early it was a little rocky, trying to get open, find our footing. There was a couple early drops, whatever. But then later you saw some more action and you were able to see some guys flash. But then on the downside, man, you got to be honest. Once those guys started shaking loose and doing exciting things, a lot of the backup second and third string guys were in that they were going against. How do you balance that out, measure that out? I'd love to hear your thoughts about the wide receivers.
Well, early in the game, I mean, yeah, there was just a couple of regular old drops on good throws, but there's also some bad throws early in the game. I don't know if some of the guys just weren't ready. There was a couple of bad throws in there. Then what stood out to me was Colsey was getting open a lot, and Jelly loved hitting Colsey, and he loved hitting Raritan.
Man, who wouldn't love to hit Raritan? I would love to hit Raritan too. When you got a target that big, it's like a 12-foot radius where if you throw it anywhere in that circle, he's going to grab it. Here's the thing, man. Jaden Thomas is like an older guy in this room, injury problems all last year, whatever. I don't know what I could, if I could rely on that, whatever. Outside of that, you're going to have a lot of younger guys that are going to be the leaders in the wide receiver room because they have to be. Are you following me? You're going to have a lot of those guys. Oh, Micah Gilbert is a name that's come up. A lot of people love. Yeah, young guy. Faison. Oh, look, what's he going to do? Young guy. Like, you're going to have a great house, a young guy. Like these are going to have to be the guys that step up and lead that wide receiver room. And a lot of them are young. I just don't see an older, established, like the go-to number one. Like, I don't see that because I can't trust Jaden Thomas's health. So those young guys are going to get a chance, and some of them are going to have to be leaders. And it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, Chris Mitchell, like, I know he didn't get a ton of targets or receptions, but he stood out to me. Like, I was watching him a little bit here and there, and he seems to be a really good route runner, like one of the better ones we've had in recent years. And he is fast. Like, I mean, the play that's going to stand out to everyone with him is the double move where he got wide open on it. But even throughout the game, he's making sharper cuts than we had seen in the last year or two. He seems like he's going to be really good for us this year before he goes pro.
Yeah, the way I look at it is I am convinced, I do believe this group is going to be way more productive the last 2 years overall. I believe that. I just don't know how much better, right? Like I'm totally confident they're going to be better, but I don't know how to measure how much better. Some of that depends on a quarterback getting him the ball. Some of that's going to depend on the O-line protecting it all. There's a lot that goes into it. They're going to be better. I just don't know how to gauge how much. That's where I'm at.
And that's what is tough about spring ball. That like we see what is there, but we don't know how to measure it without overreacting on one side of the ball or the other.
Yeah. Dude, that's my whole life. That's always been a blue and gold thing. Whenever we'd be driving home from blue and golds when we were younger, you'd be like, man, if the defense did good, you're like, does the offense suck? And if the offense did good, you're like, does the defense suck? Like, it gets in your head when it's you versus you. It gets in your head, man. And but dude, you're so right though. It's really hard for us to not overblow everything in the spring game because it's all we see other than 15-second little clips of one guy making a catch in practice and they let you put it on Twitter or whatever. This is it for us. So it's in our nature to extrapolate everything we saw into big picture. But I realize that's not the overall reality. But like
week one.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, forgive us though. We're starved for football, and then that's what we got. So we're gonna react to it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I'm ready for August, man.
Here's the other. Oh man, dude, it's gonna be a long summer, and my baseball team's awful, so I'm not gonna have baseball to lean on every night to distract me. Dude, I am just gonna sit there in the summer and look at the sun and worry about Notre Dame's O-line for the next 3 months. Like that's literally what's gonna happen. Is I'm gonna worry about that every day. Like no baseball. The Masters is over. I don't really have any sports I care about now with baseball out until football again. I'm gonna worry about it every day, man. That's just how this is gonna go. I'm just telling you.
I'm fortunate enough to have some distractions. My basketball team is in the playoffs. My hockey team's in the playoffs, and Cleveland's got the most wins in baseball right now. So I've been fortunate.
Hey, Cleveland's been playing good baseball, man. And you know, it just shows if you're a good operation, you can switch coaches and not have a huge drop off, keep momentum going. Like, good job for them. They're playing good ball.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I really,
I'll let you get the other callers.
Yeah.
John, it was good seeing you Saturday.
Oh, man, it was good seeing everybody too. I mean, we have a good group, man. Everybody does their part. Everybody pitches in. I think everybody had fun. Really good event, man. I was humbled by the turnout. It was great. Thank you.
I'll definitely be there for Miami of Ohio too. Don't worry.
Oh, baby. There we go. And that one, I mean, that ain't a practice game. That's the real deal. We're going to do it big for that one. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good week.
Oh, yeah. You too.
Take care. Oh, man. I got to meet that fine gentleman at the tailgate. It's funny, man. It's like, it's really funny when, geez, look at this, Troy. The Sox aren't that bad. Many would love to watch them, John. For example, the Lighthouse for the Blind would love to see a Sox game. Dude, it's really bad. It's exceptionally awful. Couple more calls here. Let's keep it going. And then I'm going to try and get back to the chats. A couple things here. We're at a good in-between, and now a few more callers came up. Mark, I thought Kenny scooted good. I thought I was surprised to see Kenny scoot like that. I thought he scooted better than I remembered, and it seemed like he lost that weight, and that may be why he was like scooting a little better. I actually thought he was scooting. So I don't know. Mark, I was sitting with you at the game, Mark, with glasses. Did we not watch the same thing? I thought he was scooting better than I remembered him scooting. I thought he looked quicker than I remembered, and it was one of my notes I brought up on the show yesterday. Jay Carr. Different kind of scoot. Oh, man. You guys are funny. Who scooted better, Leonard or Minchie? Dude, it did. Bro, that's really funny. Yeah, he's scooting around. Listen, it is funny, though. Seeing Riley Leonard back there, not playing, but like he's miming the plays. Like, bro, it's just so Notre Dame-y. Like, oh, we're going to get this big body transfer quarterback in here, and we're going to give him the money, and we're going to do the NIL thing, and he's going to be our leader this year. And you get the guy in here, and he's miming the plays in the spring game. Oh, and then I run back here and do a handoff, and then come on. It just drives me crazy, man. It just drives me crazy. Oh, boy. Oh, Roger, come on, man. Come on. 574, I'm coming to you in 1 minute. John will wear overalls and have an ND yell session on Always Irish before the A&M game. Roger Dodger, I have two things to tell you. One of them you're going to appreciate. One of them you're not. Those people are weird. You know, usually it's like, oh, you know, Notre Dame, the religious school, you know, they're a religious cult. It's weird, whatever. There ain't no cult as weird as those overall wearing freaks down there in oil land. Weirdos. Don't turn your back on one of them white overall male cheerleader guys. I don't trust them. They're weird. They're weird. It's weird enough to be a male cheerleader in a white overalls. Then you start making those weird cheers and rhymes and trying to be cute with it. No. Weird. Bro, you know it's weird when they make Catholics seem like not a group all that's like doing their own thing. I don't know. I just, they're weird. I'm not looking forward to that group. They're weird, and it's going to bug me all summer. And Mark with glasses can come up with some shorts of me making fun of them because I don't like them. Weirdos. Total freaking weirdos. Okay? So that's what's up with that. Roger Dodger, here's the other thing. I got bad news here for you. We got a few calls now. I got to get it back to the call-in lines, get this back on track. Dodger, I go at the USC fans on Twitter every day telling them you're a fake, fraudulent fan base. Everybody would rather surf than go to the games unless they're undefeated and ranked number one. Nobody goes to the game. They'd rather surf. When the team's down, nobody goes to the home games for multiple years. Then when they're up, they all buy back in and act like they care. Every time that I make fun of that group for not being loyal all the time, they always tell me that's not true and we have a huge loyal fan base or whatever. And then 16 people were at the spring game and all of them were related to the players. Every single time that USC fans have a chance to change my opinion of them, all they do is reaffirm my opinion of them. Hit the slopes, bro. The slopes. Hit the waves, bro. Hang 10. Every single time. They're like, oh, bro, we a loyal fan base. Whoa, USC, whatever. And then 14 people show up to watch them in the spring game, and everybody else is catching a wave, hanging 10 in Hollywood or whatever. Every time. Every time. Come on, man. You got to get some people at that spring game. Sly Fox. They could use Fire Marshal Bill at their bonfire. Sly Fox. You just made my day by bringing up Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. Am I old? Tell me some other people know Fire Marshal Bill. Sly Fox, I think we're old. I think we're going to out-age ourselves. We're going to out-age ourselves here. Tell me some of you people know who Fire Marshal Bill is. Hey, let me show you something, kids. Oh, my God. 574, give me some more. What's going on?
Hey, John, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's just, it's really interesting to just hear everybody's opinion in the chat and to see what everybody thinks of the game. What are your thoughts, man? Thanks for the call.
Well, first thing I have to say is I had to walk the stadium all the way to North Eddy Street's bookstore because they ran out of my sizes for the shirt.
Oh,
I went all the way to the pavilion and there were people throwing them all over the place because they were trying to find their size. And when I was looking around, they were out of XLs and larges. Wasn't too thrilled about that.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of the design and the
guy
shirt?
At the counter at North Eddy Street, and he said that they didn't think they'd be as popular this year because they changed the color.
That was going to be my question. Also, that is an interesting little extension of the bookstore there on Eddy Street by the bars and all that, right on the corner. It's kind of cool how they have that set up right there in that little strip on Eddy Street. That's a pretty cool little building. What do you think of the color? I understand they were going for the vintage off-white. Like, I understand that. They were going for that vintage. I'm not sure I like the base color. Follow me here. When I said that on Twitter, and you know me, I have nothing but class and tact. I think I said urine was an interesting choice as the main base color. So that generated a little action. But here's my point. As a one-off shirt I would wear on this show, an off-white gold, vintage look looks great. But you got to make the shirt group look cool in the stadium. 10,000 people with piss yellow shirts doesn't do that for me. So whatever, man. Whatever. Maybe I'm just being picky. What do you think?
So So my point is to that is like, if they announce like this game's going to be green or if this game's going to be white, if they ever decide to do that, like we don't have to worry about it because fans are going to show up in their gear no matter what, as long as they get a heads up on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I appreciate the look of the shirt because the last time they tried doing this, it was mustard yellow, and that was the ugliest color it could have possibly have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So what'd you think of the game? Let me have it. What's your takeaway, man? What did you drive home worried about? What did you drive home? Dude, that's the purest way I could really crystallize this is when everybody got in their cars and warmed up on the drive home, what was on your mind on the high end and what was on your mind as a worry? Because I think that is the purest form of it is like what hits your head on both those points. What do you think?
So I've got a few notes here that I actually wrote down when I was watching the game. First thing I have to point out is that the secondary that we watched in the first part of the game, that was the first team's. Our secondary, I think, is going to be probably top 3 in college football. And I say that with a lot of confidence that secondary is going to be insanely hard to get a pass thrown to, which I love and I appreciate. I was very, very impressed with Ainias Williams. I wrote this down in my notes that he reminded me way too much of Kyron Williams. The low center of gravity, the way he runs, the way he pushed off to get that touchdown in the second quarter. It reminded me way too much of Williams, which I really love seeing.
You know what?
And I know they both came from the same high school.
Let me
same kind of like.
Yeah, let me stop you right here. I saw the same thing, man. On my notes for the show I did yesterday, I noticed he does not move and his body does not look like a freshman at all. I was impressed. He did not look like he had the body of an early enrollee freshman type guy. Now, I really liked what I saw. I'm with you.
I was really, really impressed. Now, the one thing I wrote down here about the quarterbacks is I wrote notes for all 3. For Steve Angeli, I wrote the way that the game was played for him was he's a solid game manager. He will make little mistakes and he will get the ball to the guys that are open when the play is made. Here's a highlighted note that I wrote down for Minchie. He looked like a slightly rusted DeShone Kizer, in my opinion. The way he ran, the way he threw the ball, he just looked like a rusty DeShone Kizer, especially in his early years.
Interesting. That's a really interesting way to describe it and lay it out. I like that. I do.
Now, and the last thing I have to say, because I told you this on Friday with CJ Carr. This guy just turned 18. He's supposed to be preparing for his senior prom. He skipped that to come to Notre Dame in December. There's a few things that he needs to work on. You could see during the spring game, he was trying to find guys open when sometimes the check down is, probably the best answer to, go to in those situations. Yeah. But if he progresses even more through this year, I think without a shadow of a doubt, he's our starter next year. I don't think it's close.
Telling you, man, there's a poise level there, and the way he throws it, there's a comfort to what he's doing. Even as a freshman, that you could see the spark there. I don't know how else to put it. But I really like it. Yeah, I really like it. When he just throws, it just comes out different. And here's the other point. It isn't he's got the strongest arm in the world. It isn't that kind of thing I'm impressed with. It's just the way he throws it comes out tight and nice, and he hits windows, and you could see something there that's really, really exciting. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's like I said, just he needs just to get a few things fixed up. But if those things are fixed, he'll be the starter his sophomore year, and it's probably best that way too. And I know everybody. I heard too many people say like maybe he should be the backup, which too many issues were to come with that. But seriously, here's my biggest take on that. One, let him sit. Look at Arch Manning for letting him sit for 2 years. Look at his game on Saturday. There's a reason you want him to sit. Let him learn. Let him fix his game. Let him sit for 1 year. It's not going to kill him.
Yeah, and I think that's the plan. And I think that's what they want to do. And that's how they want to line things up. Callers, I don't know what's happening. People are calling and then they're on hold and then they drop off and they call again. It could be something with the software today. I don't know what it is. Try and call again and I'll catch you before it hangs up on you. I don't know what's happening, but I'll figure it out afterwards. Man, so I don't know. It's just going to be a stressful summer, man. I'm just going to worry. Just let me worry, okay?
I think the O-line is going to be fine once they get their game going. I did like some of the I do like Mike Denbrock's off when he makes an offensive plan. He likes to rotate the tight ends to make decent blocks. There was like one or two that I saw that I really liked during the game. So just fix the rush, just fit the pass rush, and I think we'll be pretty good, honestly. If they just can get that taken care of over the summer and early fall practice.
That's the issue.
We'll be okay.
If we didn't have the game we have week 1, I wouldn't be as wound up about it. You follow me? If we were playing Navy or Miami, Ohio, or Northern Illinois to open the year, I'm not having the same level of anxiety with the O-line. And you figure they cannot be great and you could get away with it and win that one and then gel. You got A&M and you got Elko and they're going to be flying off the edges and you got to be good enough. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to be good enough night 1.
Yeah, no, you're right. But we'll see how that turns out. I'm not too worried, especially with the I know that one play when Minchie scored his rushing touchdown, people were like, well, the person who, was trying to tackle him wasn't trying. Imagine Leonard in the backfield making that play. It would be fine.
Right. Yeah, man.
That's the kind of thing you have to think about. But one more thing I do have to point out too, because I circled this on my notes. Kingston plays like a junior.
Yeah.
As a linebacker.
Yeah, it's an advanced.
And I was so impressed with the replays, him keeping an eye on the quarterback's eyes. And then he quickly adjusted his body to know where the receiver was and managed to stop a couple passes. I was very, very impressed with how good he was in that game. Yeah. No wonder he was the first linebacker drafted.
Yeah. And you know what we always talk about too? And I talk about this all the time. The best linebackers you could think of in the NFL, at Notre Dame, whatever. It's those instincts. Like you got to have the physical capabilities, but the what separates these linebackers from really good to a different level is guys that have an instinct and a feel, and they just know where they need to be, where to get their guys to be. They have a feel for the ball and the way things are going. He's very advanced. Also, I'll never come off of this. I mean this. Those guys with that Samoan type lineage, heritage thing, they're a good fit for Notre Dame. Really family oriented, discipline oriented, polite, like educate values. There's a lot of overlap between a lot of that culture, family values, and how important that is. There's a lot of overlap in that culture to Notre Dame's football culture. I love that pipeline. Give me more, baby.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Also, I have to say this because I joked with my cousin about this when Chris Mitchell caught that touchdown. I joked with him when I said that right there was probably just for the fans to say, "Hey, this guy's pretty good. Buy home game tickets this year."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's a sneak peek. That's basically just like them bragging like this guy's pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Mark Holzum says Minchie rumors. What are the rumors? I'm live. I'm not on Twitter. Type it in the chat. Tell me the rumors. It's portal season. Tell me the rumors. You may as well type them out. Let's see it. I'm not on Twitter while I'm live. I don't know what they are. Share the rumors. Anything else, my friend? Thanks for giving me a call today. I appreciate you.
No, I really appreciate it. Hopefully Greathouse is okay. I know that last pass that he caught, he was kind of getting up kind of slow. Hopefully he's good. He's okay. Because I'm hearing he's actually being a really good leader for the receiver room, which, for a sophomore, we need that, especially with the young receivers that we have coming in.
Yeah.
Again,
man, though, dude, you're right, though. We spoke about it earlier. I don't know if you were here yet or not. And I was saying, it might have even been to you. That's how good my memory is. Some young wide receivers are going to have to assume no other way about it. And Greathouse seems to be the most consistent guy throughout the spring, up and down, day in and day out. He's going to have to assume a leadership role. It's a lot to ask, but he's kind of got the personality. I think he can embrace that role.
Exactly. And I think they'll do just fine. And when I said I was looking for wide receiver play on Saturday, Micah Gilbert and Greathouse did pretty well. There was one catch that Greathouse by getting that next play. So not too angry about it, but other than that, I think this year's wide receiver core is, so I hate comparing them to last year and the year before because they should never be that bad ever, especially where we're at this program.
No, dude, here's the thing, man. You're nailing it. You're exactly right. Because what people will say is, oh, this group's going to be better than last year, whatever. I've always said back, you could be better than the last group and still not even be anywhere near good enough. That's my problem. That's how low the last 2 years have been, where they could be better and still not be anywhere near what I think is good enough. That's my worry.
Exactly. And that's why I was telling everybody, I said, don't say they were better than last year's or year before, because they should be. If they're not, then we're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, one thing I said right after the game, I said, this is the wide receivers that meet the standard. This is what they should have been doing the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's a spring game. We can't over exaggerate. They're playing against, sometimes it's second or third string, so can't over exaggerate. But with what we saw, it's way better than it was the last few years.
Yeah. Nope. I'm with you, and I want to see it in a game. And if you could get behind A&M's defense a couple times, it would make me feel a lot better about everything. I don't know, man, but guys are going to have to step up. Younger guys are going to have to play key roles, and they're just going to have to embrace it and grow up quick. That's the reality of that unit.
Yeah, and I'm not too worried about receivers like Chris Mitchell and Greathouse. I think those two are really solid. I wish we could have seen Bo Collins, but I know he's trying to, graduate at Clemson first before he makes his full transfer. And Cam Williams with his hamstring. Micah Gilbert, I want to say he's good, but like I said, he's a freshman. We don't know much.
Yeah.
But he looked great. Looked great for a start. Looked great. So I'm happy about those things. Also, the corner, Micah Bell, really impressed me. On Saturday. Really, really impressed me.
Yeah. Man, what they've done with that secondary the last few years is pretty darn impressive. It went from a weakness my whole life to suddenly being a strength of the team, right? My whole life, the secondary has been a big problem, and now they're really good. It's great to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm thrilled by it. We've finally got a no-fly zone in South Bend.
Yeah, man, it's really nice. Dude, we couldn't even get guys to turn around and even act like they were looking for the ball a bunch of years. It was so bad. It was really, really rough. So I don't know, man, but thanks for the call. Anything on the way out?
The last thing I want to point out is that in the next, I would say next year, if Carr is the starter, last thing before I leave is people worrying about all these transfers and stuff and like the quarterback room and the controversy and all that. I think this is just a new step in where our program is going to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So CJ Carr is going to be our starter next year. You know what that means? The bar's lifted higher. You want to be the starter, you better be better than that guy.
Yeah. And then don't
worry about them transferring.
Hopefully that sets up the competition you want, which is high-level skill set CJ Carr against a different high-level skill set of Deuce Knight. Those are the quarterback battles Notre Dame fans should want to have, right? Like that's where you're cooking, where you have two guys with potentially elite skill sets, but different ones. And then you figure out who can lead that team at a high level. That's where you want to be next year and the year after. So, but these are good. The quarterback thing is a good problem to have. It is a good problem to have, man. Like everybody needs to understand that. I know there's anxiety about getting this slotted right and the health and making sure who's staying or going. This is a really, really good problem to have.
Exactly. And it's good to have a QB room that's just as good as, top teams like, Texas and Alabama, Ohio State. It's good to be in those positions. Yeah. Why? Because they set a high standard for their quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man, but we're going to have a lot to think about all summer. So this is going to be, we have all the months in the world to be able to break this down. Hey, thanks for a call on a Monday. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. And like I said, it's all up from here.
Yep. There we go. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate you. All right. Andrew or whatever, anybody wants to try and call back. I'm not on the other line now. So if I see you on hold, maybe I could catch you and bring you live before whatever's happening is triggering the lines to drop. I don't know. It's worth a try. This call-in system's fairly reliable. It works. It's just like once a month, there'll be some weird tech issue that I don't have an answer for. Sometimes if I shut it all down and reboot it, it comes back, but I can't really do that live. That's bad TV, bad radio. So I don't know. But if anybody wants to try and call now where I have nobody waiting, I'll try and grab you before that queue or whatever the problem is. I don't know. Homer. Good morning, John. Thanks again to you and your family for the hospitality this weekend. The Always Irish family is fantastic and growing. What a fun tailgate. Go Irish. Tony, man, we love you, buddy. The whole family, we love you. You're a part of the inner circle now. It's dangerous for you, but you're in with us now. Tony was there first thing in the morning waiting for us to arrive, ready to help set up, help do whatever we need to do, mingle with the crowd, do whatever. Man, it warms my heart. It really does. And also, Tony's been able to get to know some of the other guys, longtime guys in my circle, like Craig and Jack Sacco. By the way, great having Jack Sacco there. You want to talk about a tailgate? I'll give you a well-rounded tailgate, damn it. Check this out. I'm going to give you a well-rounded tailgate. We had a situation where me and Pat are running around talking to everybody, doing our thing that we do, running our mouths, talking to everybody. You got Goolsby over there signing autographs, for the kids, for the adults on a football, signing autographs, taking pictures. Then over there, you got Jack Sacco signing his book. Sacco signing autographs, signing his book, the Pulitzer Prize nominated World War II book about his father's experience. And so it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see, man. I look over here. I got one guy at the tailgate signing his autographs. I look over there. I got another guy signing autographs. I'm telling you, we're the place to be, damn it. Anyways, it was just great. Got to sit with Tony at the game, man. It was just a good day, man. I was happy. It's just always a good time to be there. We had a bunch of Rudigers. Rudy, we had a bunch of Rudigers. They kept coming out of the woodwork. And they all have the same face, Angela. You all have that Rudiger face. You could just turn around and I see the face, and there's another Rudiger. There, everywhere I turned, there was another Rudiger. There's another one. It was awesome. Nick Dean says, I miss Sacco. I wanted to see him. Nick, you guys might have just taken off when he came because it was a little in the middle or a little later. But I thought it was awesome how a few people brought their books and wanted them all to be signed. Mikey got his tickets. He'll be there the 21st of September. Here's the other thing. I'm getting a house for that game. That way we could really party. So I'm not just going to drive in Saturday morning for Miami, Ohio. We're going to, I'll have the house. So we could have Friday night to do something at the house. If we want to make some moves, cause a little ruckus, maybe I'll just invite people over Friday night to the house. It's right by, not that, 5 minutes from campus, maybe. And we could get a little action on Friday night. And then Saturday, we're already in town for the tailgate. That one's going to be big. We're building this thing up. If I'm doing any of this, I want to have the best party in town. I don't like half-assing things. So if we're going to do all this and put the effort in, I want to throw a good party. 937, let's see if it works. Do I got you? What's going on? What's going on with the phones? Something wrong with the phone lines today. I don't appreciate it. All right, something's wrong with the phone lines. I'll try again Wednesday. I don't know what to tell you. It's like once a month, there's always something. Yeah, always Irish house party. Don't wreck anything. I don't want to pay for it. But I got a great guy that one of my local South Bend people knows that rents the house. So I could just kind of shoot him a message and be like, hey, can you go to your other house for this weekend so I can have the house? It's going to be nice. Mark, give me a break, Mark. You're uninvited if you're going to do that. John's Cricket wireless account has been suspended. Yeah, I got to put more money on my burner phone. I always think of the Breaking Bad, all the Walter White burner phones they had in that show, and you don't want anybody to know your number, all that stuff. Oh, Sly Fox, man, I love you. It was great seeing you. Oh, let's look at some of these chats that I highlighted. Go back to the early morning here. Eric, $20 hour. All three QBs look good. CJ's the best right now and has the most upside. I think that's obvious. As far as upside, I don't think that's debatable from the guys that we saw Saturday. I don't think that's debatable. Freeman better find a way to get CJ live game reps this year to get him ready for next year. Nobody wants to hear red shirt. I just don't think it's going to go that way. That's not the plan. They don't think they need it. They like Angeli as the backup. They want to preserve that year. And maybe they figure if Carr is that good, he'll be able to pick it up next year. But I don't see him being the backup. I just think that's not the plan. And they're definitely not going to overreact to one spring game when, we're reacting to everything we see at a magnified way compared to how the staff is when they have 16 other practices to know how guys did and then add the information from the one we saw to that barrel. But for us, all we get is that one, and then you overreact. It's human nature. Oh, man. 131 days till Texas A&M. You guys, I'm going to be a cue ball with no hair by that time. I'm just going to worry about it all summer, I guess. Just going to worry about it all summer. Mark. Obviously, it remains to be Mark with glasses. Mark with glasses. He was talking to his wife on the phone in the stadium, and then I just walk over there. I grab the phone. I'm like, hey, how are you? I just love it, man. We have such a fun group. Obviously, it remains to be seen, but my live and in-person takeaway is CJ won today. Instead of getting suited and booted up for prom, he sliced and diced and looked real nice. Ooh, I like those rhymes, Mark. We need to hit this studio, man. Let's put down a track. That's actually a really good idea. So I think you and I should work on that with your technical skills and my messed up brain. Maybe we could come up with something. Let's drop an Always Irish album or a couple songs. Let's do something fun with your technical abilities and my quirkiness. Let's come up with something. Eric says, some people are overhyping Kenny's running ability. It was nice to see him run a little, but he's no burner. He looked adequate as a runner. I thought he looked quicker than I remembered him looking, and it might be because he thinned down. He slimmed down. He came in looking bulkier when he came in, like the top of it. He just looked bulkier when he came in, and now he's slimmed down a little bit. All eyes on the portal now. Yeah, I don't know. Is there any rumors out there? Do we lose anybody yet? At least it wasn't like last year where Buckner had the U-Haul totally packed, and the second the blue and gold game ended, he hopped in it and burned up the tunnel and was out of South Bend. He must have really been frustrated. Alabama thing did not go well. The Alabama thing did not go well. So he must have been really frustrated to leave, and now he's back home. So Mark on Minchie scrambling. He's more athletic than many described. Asked Singer and Brian about his ability, and they said it wasn't a part of his game. I think it's because he thinned up. It's noticeable that he's carrying less weight. So I just think he's more nimble to be able to move around. I don't know. I think there's a real case to be made. CJ will be the second best QB by the start of the season. I think that's fair. With that said, I was impressed by all three, including Angeli. Weirdly, Angeli's propensity to check. Dude, he's the ultimate operator. Nothing is like flashy, blows me away. Like, oh my God, look at that athleticism. No, but he's just like an operator. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're a good operator. But I think a lot of Notre Dame people are ready for more than an operator. I don't know. I don't know. I've thought of this, Commander. In hindsight, how big of a mistake was it not playing the starting line together after subpar play we've seen? I do admit on the way home, I had that running through my mind of, is that the best way to do this? Or do you want to get all of what you think your starters are going to be together to see how they play as a group? Here's the other thing, though, Commander. The staff's thinking, I have 15 other practices of seeing all the guys we think are going to be the ones together. I don't need them here to make John happy in the crowd. You follow me? Like, that's all. We wanted to see the prospective number one unit together, but the staff's seen it for 15 other days, and maybe they didn't think they needed to. But I would have liked to see it. Paul, hello, Captain John. Best blue and gold game I can remember. Offenses can move the ball. Defense look fast. There's a positive takeaway. Get your popcorn, get your soda. It's transfer portal season, and it closes the 30th. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Oh my word. Good morning, John. It's wild that Martin Maldonado's batting average isn't even high enough to fail a DUI test. He's literally batting like .067 or something. He's batting. He's morbidly obese. Like, these are the White Sox. Like, he is literally fat. Like, he's totally out of shape, and he came in here to be a stabilizing force. He can't frame, pass balls out the wazoo. He doesn't throw anybody out, and he's batting literally like 50. So, total failure by the White Sox again on every front. And when I say every front, I mean they are horrific. I just read there was virtually zero people at the USC game. That's not true, Eric. That is an exaggeration. There was a few people, all the players' families, and no one else. It wasn't about reading it. I saw the pictures on Twitter. It was embarrassing. Hang 10, bro. Oh, everybody's going surfing USA. And then Notre Dame comes to town and they're filling up the stadium. It pisses me off every time. They never go at all, and then they all have other stuff to do. And then Notre Dame comes to town, and we better go watch USC play and act like we care, and we're really invested and living and dying with it every week. Full of crap. California's full of fake. Fake people, fake things, fake values. I don't like it. I don't like it. Nick Dean. Just the nicest family in the world. Nick and his wife at the tailgate. Love seeing them. Really appreciate it. Carr impressed me and Minchie's still raw. I think the line did okay since the ones were not working together. Still a lot of work to do in that group. Yeah, number one, in my opinion, is O-line. Number two is wide receivers. That's just clear to me. It isn't anything on the defense. Again, I said, do I have some concern about D-line depth, ability to get to the quarterback as much as I need you to when I need you to? Do I have those concerns in my brain? I most certainly do. But they pale in comparison to the concerns I have on the offensive line. Because what I'm worried about from the defense is extra on top of what's already. That's not the O-line situation. Like, the stuff I'm worried about on defense are the extras. Getting that extra juice out of the squeeze, baby. I have a different concern when it comes to the offense. It's a different thing entirely. So I don't know. Brian, my first impressions, Angeli would be a solid backup. Minchie needs to get stronger. CJ looks like a weapon. If I'm Riley Leonard, CJ's the guy I'm worried about. Well, I'm not worried about it for this year because Riley Leonard's going to be the starter if his ankle's not shattered. Oh, Mark, it was great to see you too. Some chance kid. John, I saw the video of you dancing on stage. I was waiting for Brian Kelly to come dance with you. I don't want him to ruin my moment. I'm over here cutting rugs. I don't need Brian Kelly to mess up my flow. It's the coolest I'm ever going to look. I don't need Kelly to bring me down. John, it's playoff or bust. Come on, man. You have way higher standards for Kelly than you do for Freeman. I don't get it. I agree it's free. Wait. I totally agree it's playoff or bust. But I need to know what you mean by bust. I totally agree it's playoff or bust. But I want you to describe what the busting is. Us being mad or their actual practical consequences? That's my question. It's absolutely playoff or bust. I just have no idea what bust means practically. It's easy to say. What is the bust? What are the consequences to a bust? That's what I need to know. I don't get it. One way of looking at it is, I'll give you a really great example. I don't understand in what world you have the same expectations of a guy who's been doing the same job for 30 years as you do a guy doing it in his first year. Somebody's got to explain that one to me. Someone has to explain that to me. In what other field in the world do you expect the same output of a guy just starting a job as you do a guy who has 30 years of tenure and been around the block and seen and done it all? I struggle with that. I understand you're going to say, this is Notre Dame. It doesn't matter. You know, if it's your first year, this is Notre Dame. You got to go 12-0. I get it. I get it. It's just not realistic or practical. But I get that that's going to be the response. This is Notre Dame, and you got to be ready for that and be good enough. Fine. I'm just saying. Yes, I look at a guy in year 35 different than a guy year 1 or 2. I expect some different things. It's true. It's definitely playoffs or bust. I just need to know what the bust is. You ain't firing Freeman if you don't make the playoff. So I want to know what the bust is. Us all being mad and people going, John, you're an idiot for loving Freeman and wanting him to do good. Okay, if that's a bust, bust if you must. Is Carr the backup, John? Nope. Roster management. He is not going to be. Roster management. That's why. Oh, are you saying you think the other guys looked better than him the other day? Nope. That's not what I'm saying. But that's not the same question. It's roster management 101. They want him to redshirt, preserve that year, period. That's the way I see it. $10 holler V1 rotate. Thank you, sir. Opinion, the defense is elite championship level. Tons of young guys contributing. Cars, great. Offense is okay. Wide receiver and O-line continuing the fine tradition of being abject failures. Oh, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad. D-Rock. This is a good one. This is a good one. Bust is a must. Should be your first hit with Mark. Yeah, maybe we do Mark. Maybe we do the Nuck if you buck. That popped into my... Remember that song from when I was in college? Nuck if you buck, boy. Nuck if you buck. Maybe that's what it be. Maybe we do that, and we do that beat, and we make it all about bust if you must. I like it. You got to be careful with that. That could have a double entendre. You got to be careful with that one. The bust if you must, all right? Keep it clean here on a Monday. D-Rock. Losing my mind. D-Rock. I think Denbrock will have some ideas to counter the A&M pass rush. It's a big point. It's been on my mind. Yin Yang twins. I love it. Chicken like a salt shaker. Oh, that old Yin Yang. Remember, the Yin Yang twins had that one period of time where it all worked. And it was right when I was in college. And I'm out here shaking like a salt shaker, shaking like a salt shaker. I mean, come on, man. I was all about that in college. Kent, you will not be surprised to learn, Kent, that in college, I literally got a red gas tank from like Walmart or whatever, printed out, what was it, pimp juice or something, and put it on the side. And then I'd go to parties and drink my liquor out of this gas tank, and I just called it crunk juice or whatever. Bro, it's genius. You walk into a party, the girls see you drinking out of a gas can, and they're all like, what are you doing? And you put a label on it, crunk juice. Come on, man. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Angela's got a lot of videos of me dancing. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. But yeah, man, I used to do the crunk juice thing, and then I got a pimp cup made that said Irish on it. I wasn't always Irish then. It was silver, cheap, and had like fake jewels on the outside that I ordered online. And it just said Irish on it. And I used to bring that thing out, and it looked like pimp chalice. Ooh, woo. Man. John was an expert on electric sliding. I mean, I did the slide and glide. I didn't do the electric slides what a 90-year-old dances to. Like, no. I mean, I was sliding and gliding. All right. Here's the thing. When I worry about, Rudy, look for those pictures of that cup or anything else dumb that I've done. Look for pictures of that. When I say I'm worried about Notre Dame's O-line protecting against Elko and their defense right off the bat, I think Denbrock could help with that. Denbrock knows what he needs. Unlike Parker, who didn't know what it looked like to be good enough. Like, I don't even think he knew what it should look like to even have a standard. Now I feel like Denbrock does know what it needs to look like. And he's going to know if they enter A&M and he doesn't feel like they're there. Follow me. I think this is key. He's going to know, oh boy. I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan. I'll get right to it. I need to yell about that. Thank you. Mike Denbrock's going to know when fall camp ends and they get on that plane to go to A&M. He's going to know if we're up to snuff or not. I just trust that Denbrock's going to have a feel for it. he can create some things to mitigate some of these problems. You know, you're getting rushed off the edge. Quick hitters to Jeremiah Love. Then the guy's coming off the edge. Screw it. Dump it over him to Jeremiah Love. Get one block. And we're off to the races, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Unlike the last couple years, I think Denbrock's going to have some of those things up his sleeve to mask some of those inefficiencies from Notre Dame's offense. Like, that's the first thing that came into my mind is, you're popping off the edge or you're blitzing somebody and you want to test our tackles, then I'm dumping it off to Jeremiah Love and giving him one block and we're gone. Like, you got to find, just because they're blitzing and you don't think you can handle it all doesn't mean your play's dead. You got to be good enough to come up with something else. That's what I'm looking to see. All right. Let's yell about this, and then that's going to be it for the day. Can you discuss special teams? The field goal attempt was abysmal. All right. Here's the thing, man. I know it's the spring game. I know, you know, it's not a special teams focus. It's the spring game. They don't do regular punts, regular special teams, whatever. I know all that. Like, I know all that it's not, you can't expect a lot from that situation. But follow me here. You all know me with special teams. I got a zero tolerance for any special teams malfeasance of any kind. Zero tolerance level for this. I know it was windy, a cold wind too, man. It was a bitter cold wind. The pictures and videos made it look like a nicer day than it was. It was cold, man. But we didn't have the moisture we had last year. That was the problem last year, was the cold rain or whatever. We didn't have that part. The kickoff to start the game was low and short. You gave up like a 45-yard return, and then we missed a field goal that was nowhere even from the real world. Into the wind, whatever. It was just hilarious, though. Like, I'm sitting there and it's like, okay, you know, I have no patience for special teams mistakes. Let's see what we're going to get. And sure enough, you get a short, low kick. You give up a 40-yard return. Then you miss a field goal that isn't even close. Awesome. Shut it down. John Tapper, bar rescue. Shut it down. Like, I can't. Fine. I'll back off of it. I'll give them that. You know, they got a lot to clean up, whatever. Dude, Angela, is that what it is? Is that what it is? I thought I got sunburned or something with no sun. Dude, my lips hurt. I was recording yesterday and it looked like my forehead was shiny. Maybe I got windburn, not sunburn. My lips are bugging me. I don't know. What did we put ourselves through all day Saturday? I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, I don't know. Yes, it wasn't the sun. Must have been the wind, man. It was whipping and it was cold. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not the only one that got windburned, apparently. I'm not kidding you when I say, okay, I really thought I was losing my mind. I'm like, I did a Patreon or I recorded something yesterday, and I'm like, bro, why does it look like I have a tan? It must have been that wind whipping us all day. Wow. John, you should rap for your intros to every video. Phil, man, your wife, your family, Phil, all of them. You, the wife, just the picture with your daughter in front of Leahy, like the parents were there. It was beautiful, man. I love your group. You guys fit right into our group. It's a wonderful thing. And Phil's wife shows up with literally a mini keg of Fireball. It's just absolutely beautiful. Literally, Phil's wife, little petite Phil's wife, who isn't even 5 feet, walks up. John, I got a keg this year. And it's a keg of Fireball. God bless you, people. Thoughts on Tressel at the game? Anthony, good to see you. Here's the thing, man. Here's the deal with that. Yeah, I think Erica, she's small. She was feeling the drinks. She was feeling the drinks. Little Erica. She was, and then she snuck some in the game. Like she was cooking, man. Now she had herself a Saturday. It was beautiful. Here's the deal. Never in my Notre Dame bingo card, nowhere on my Notre Dame bingo card did I have Jim Tressel, big Notre Dame guy, and Lloyd Carr, big Notre Dame guy. Never in a million years on your Notre Dame bingo card would you find yourself in a scenario where you thought you would have Jim Tressel all interested and involved and want Notre Dame to do well, and Lloyd too. All roads circle home to South Bend, Indiana football. I love it, man. It's beautiful. It literally was a mini keg of Fireball. And we got pictures of it somewhere. I still got to sort through all those pictures. It was the coolest thing because she knows the deal. She always usually brings a handle of Fireball every time. And each time we do this, she brings more or a bigger one or like a unique version of one. The metal keg was the winner. And you should see the smile on her face when she pulled it out of the car too, man. She was ready to have herself a day. It was beautiful. Great way to warm up in that cold wind, though. Down a little of that Fireball. Ooh, man. It's like, bro, do I have esophageal cancer or did I just drink a couple Fireballs? Either way, it's a good day. All right. Oh, man. Oh, I had fun today. This was fun. All right. Here's what we're going to do. It's going to be it for the show. I'll work on the phone lines. I don't know what happened. It was spotty today. I'm not sure. I'll work on that. We're going to have a really interesting video tomorrow for you. Very interesting video for you tomorrow. So check that out. I'll do a short tonight. Check that out. I am going to spend most of the rest of today editing a lot of the photos and the videos, try and come up with something good to be able to post. Because a lot of people that wanted to come but couldn't make it, they want to see, all of us partying and everything, how much fun we had. So I'll spend a lot of the rest of the day putting that together and we'll go from there. Again, thank you to everybody that came, everybody that helped set up, everybody that stopped by, everybody that brought stuff, everyone that helped with the animal charity stuff, means the world to me, man. This is building, and that's what I wanted. Build a community, and it's growing. So I feel good about the direction. And Rudy and Pat and Adam and Mark with glasses and Phil, all you people are in the inner circle, so many more. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love you guys. Thank you all. Stay tuned and look for those highlight videos. And also, Mark with glasses, think about what we could do. The success of the short we did yesterday, for some reason, people like that version of me. There's got to be an angle. Let's think of it. Maybe we release something before the first game or something we could work on over the summer. There's something there, Mark. So let's work on how we could do this with our brains and your technical skills. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody. Mark, I ain't kidding. Think about it. All right. I'll talk to you guys. Have a good one. This was fun.